the first session of a new course that's going to take us for another 14 weeks till the month of June, preparation for the International Day of Yoga. And Saraswathi Vasudevan, maybe you have followed her last year in the other course that we had offered on Yoga4unity. She's a yoga therapist and has been trained under Desikachar, who is in the lineage and the son of the great Krishnamacharya. So we will have an insight on these teachings, which are, I must say, some of the pillars of the teachings of the modern yoga. And we will also have what Saraswati has brought from her own experience in teaching and practicing yoga and in coaching and training. Many of the teachers that I know are on Zoom today, and maybe some of you who are new to this session. So Saraswati is the founder of Yogavahini, a yoga institution that has its seat in Chennai, but teaches people all over the world. Saraswati, thank you so much for being with us, and I'll let you start the session.
Thank you. Thank you, Dolly. So I'm going to begin with the prayer and a short practice so that we can center ourselves and then we can begin the session. So Shubhangi will do the actual asana practice a little later. Yeah, so yeah. So please sit with your back erect, relax, close your eyes as you listen to the prayer, or you can chant along with me if you're familiar. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vadveshavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yogena chittasya padena vacha malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarotam pravaram munina patanjalam pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankha chakrasidharinam Sahasrashirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalam Srimate Anantaya Nagarajaya Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Vagishayatishwarabhyam Samprapta Chakrankana Bhashya Saram Srinutnarangendrayatau samarpitasvam Sri Krishnamaryam Guruvaryamide Virodhe Kartike Mase Shatatara Krutodayam Yogacharyam Krishnamaryam Guruvaryamaham Bhaje Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Please continue to sit with your back straight, your eyes closed. Bring your awareness to your body. Become aware of your posture, how you feel in your body right now. Maybe early morning for some of you, maybe later in the evening. Just check on how you feel in your body. Are you feeling relaxed, stable? Is there any restlessness in any part of your body? Are you experiencing any heaviness, lethargy? Is there any discomfort? Just scan through the body, moving from the top of your head all the way down to your feet, from the feet all the way to the top of your head, just becoming deeply aware of how you feel the body right now. And now bring your awareness to the breath. Observe your exhalation and your inhalation. And as you start paying attention to your breath, you begin to see that the breath is already expanding, deepening. As you breathe in and out, deepen your awareness of the body. With each inhalation, just become aware of whatever sensations arise in the body without naming them. And as you exhale, just relax your whole body, letting go of any discomfort, any tightness. Each exhalation, try to deeply relax the body. And with each inhalation, deepen the awareness of the body. Inhale awareness. Exhale, relax. Inhale, deepen your awareness. Exhale, completely relax. Now, as you deepen your awareness, you are also able to get into the field of the mind. Maybe there are thoughts arising. Just begin to recognize what is arising in your mind with each inhalation. And as you exhale, let go of these thoughts. Without holding on to the thoughts, without fighting with them, just exhale and let go. Take your awareness even deeper beyond the thoughts. While you allow the thoughts to come and go, locate yourself in a space even deeper where you get in touch with yourself. We're all the time aware of ourselves, who we are, where we are, what are we doing, what are we listening to, what is coming up. Just be aware of yourself. And now with each exhalation, let go of all these thoughts, ideas, images. Just for now, just let go of all of that about yourself to deepen the awareness into a space which is beyond the self. You're just aware. And as you go deeper, your awareness begins to expand beyond your individual self, expand in your physical space and in the virtual space. We begin to connect with each other and with all living beings around the world. We're deeply aware of this moment and the interconnected nature of our existence. We're aware that we are impacted by the world, and we have the capacity to impact the world. And we can choose how we want to impact the world, positively or negatively. Do we want to impact with joy, with love, with compassion? What is the choice that we want to make? Why are we here? Why are you here? Just ask yourself quietly, why am I here? What brings me into the space? And as you ask the question, don't try to create an answer in your head. Simply ask the question. Observe your breath. Observe the quality of your breathing. Observe how you feel in your body right now. And gently open your eyes. Most of you are sitting inside black boxes. And that's where you're feeling comfortable and safe. That's fine. Absolutely fine. But if you are feeling comfortable and space and safe with your video on, that will be great. Yeah, because this session is not an intellectual session. It is not an information sharing session. We're going to talk about something that we all know very well. We don't need to know more information. It's a session where we are learning to connect with each other from a different location, in a different way than what we normally do, what we unconsciously do. So before we move on, I would like each of you in this call to just take a minute to put down on the chat how you're feeling in your body right now. If there's any strong sensation, just put it down. How's your breath? Just in one word, yeah? And why are you here? Can be one word, one phrase. If you don't feel like putting it on the chat, just write it in your That's fine. Okay. Relaxed, fine, peaceful, gratitude, expectant. Relaxed in stillness and breath. You're here. Smooth breath, but slight heaviness around the eyes. Very good. Calm. Breath was very slow with freshness. Just take another half a minute. If tension has relaxed, I was unaware that I was tensed. Very good. Content. My low back feels a bit weak, but taking attention away from that helps. I'm here to hear Saras remind me to integrate Yama Niyamas into my practice. Feel relaxed, want to learn yoga to apply it to my life. Okay. So maybe if you still want to share, put it down in your notebook so that we don't get distracted. I want to first of all thank the Heartfulness Foundation for giving me this opportunity to present, to explore the Yama Niyamas over the next 12 weeks. And particularly thank Dr. Veronique Dolly for suggesting this topic to me. And I think she knows it's one of my favorite topics. Why is it my favorite topic? Not because I have mastered it. And on the contrary, it's something that I struggle with a lot. As human beings, we are preoccupied a lot with who we are in this world, how we are seen. We don't want to get hurt. We are walking around and meeting the world always with our armor and sword, right? Sometimes we are moving around in bubbles. We want to protect ourselves, protect our ego. Nobody wants to get hurt. We want to be happy all the time. Yeah. Even the slightest indication that I might get hurt in this situation, or I got hurt in the past, therefore I have to be more careful with this person, what I say, what I don't say, how I should be. Yeah, you're so careful. So when I started my yoga practice in the beginning, after a few years maybe, and my practice really got stabilized. And many of you who are practicing meditation would also relate to this very well. When your practice really becomes stable, that it becomes an everyday practice, you begin to see that you can see more, right? You're not only seeing better, not through the eyes, I mean, seeing through the mind. You're seeing the world better with greater clarity. You're seeing yourself better. So yoga is called a darshana. Darshana means a mirror that can reflect you What is a mirror reflecting? The mirror is not reflecting the world. The mirror is reflecting yourself too. It's not just the physical appearance, but you begin to watch your thoughts. You begin to look at your intentions behind your actions. You begin to understand your responses. You also begin to understand what is that you're left with after a certain interaction with the world, with people around you. And you begin to see what motivations are there behind your action. Why are you acting in a particular way? Why are you saying something? Why are you not saying something? Why are you hiding something? Why are you secretive about something? You begin to see all of this. Right? Why is that some people I feel so free, so relaxed, my breath is flowing so well. I can be who I am. I know this person will not judge me. I can be so relaxed. But with some people, I'm so cautious. Yeah. With some people, I have great level of respect and reverence. So I'm very careful how I present myself. Right? I want that person to see me only as a good person, only in good light. Right? So I'm a little more careful. The best of me comes. I'm so kind, I'm so generous, I'm so calm, and watch out. Okay. If this form of you is becoming dominant and dominant, particularly if you are a practitioner of yoga, practitioner of meditation, we have to become okay. Because it's a mask. And we all carry masks and we all wear masks. And that is fine. In every situation, we wear a different mask. When I go to my office, I have to interact with my staff. I have a different mask. When I'm a teacher in front of my students, I have a different mask. When I'm a student in front of my teachers, that's another different mask. When I have to play multiple roles in the same place, we are playing roles. Slowly, what yoga does is it helps us to see these masks. It helps us to see ourselves beyond the facade that we show the world. It helps us to be very truthful to us. All that practice is doing is it is calming your mind. Yeah. It is relaxing your body. It is calming your mind. Like when I started the session, as I was leading you through the practice, I was also watching what's happening to my breath, to my body. And I felt at one point that the breath really expanded when I started connecting with all of it. Right? And I realized that this connection in this time, real time, is so beautiful, so precious. Even though we are separated by space and time, we're all sitting in different parts of the world, but we are still connected right now in this moment. And just that feeling expanded my breath. But I was also aware of an underlying anxiety. This anxiety is, okay, it's a new group. Many people are invisible. I'm saying something, I don't know whether I even have the authority to deal with such a huge subject because I have not mastered it. But the only reason that I'm here is because I'm learning. And every time I work with this topic, I'm learning more. And we're all in this learning space. So I got in touch with all these different emotions that are coming up within me. And the expansiveness of my breath is when I see the possibility. Yeah. The possibility of so many of us coming together to study something, to practice, to reflect on something that is so fundamental to our living in this world. So fundamental. And today I see the need for the Yama Niyamas, the practice of the Yama Niyamas, the commitment to the practice of the Yama Niyamas, so much more important and vital. I think that's why Patanjali put it right on the top of Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, he didn't start with the asana because we think yoga is asana. He didn't even start with pranayama, even though pranayama is a very, very important cleansing practice. He didn't start with meditation because yoga is meditation. He started with Yama Niyamas. He said, first, you take care of your relationship with the world. Learn to take care of yourself. Okay? That is fundamental. Does not mean that I have to master the Yama Niyamas before I come to Asana. All these practices are simultaneous practices. They're also cyclical. Okay, it's like a spiral. So I was telling you, when I started practicing yoga, I began to see myself more and more clearly. And I grew up in a family where we were taught that speaking the truth is very important. My mother always used to say, you have to tell the truth. Even if you have made a mistake, just come and tell the truth. I will not scold you. Okay, I will not punish you. So that gave us a lot of freedom and courage to come and say, I broke this bottle, or I burnt something when I was ironing, or something very mundane. Normally in a household, when you don't make such mistakes, you are scolded. Can't you be careful? How can you do that? But my mother said, okay, I'm happy that you came and told the truth. Now be careful. Next time, don't do it. Next time also we will do it. Again, we will go and say, again she will say, it is okay. Next time, don't do it. So that was useful. But I also began to see that I'm lying. It's not that I'm speaking the truth all the time. Sometimes I wait in the bus stop for, say, 45 minutes for my husband to come and pick me up. He would be late sometimes. And then, or I might have to take a bus, and I've stood for 45 minutes. When I go home, I want him to feel guilty. So I tell him, I stood for 1 hour. And the bus came after 1 hour. But I know it was 45 minutes and not 1 hour. But I want to make him feel a little guilty so that tomorrow he will say, I'll come and pick you up. You don't have to come by bus. Okay, so that 45 minutes gets expanded into a 1 hour. That was a lie. So I begin to see why I am lying. Sometimes it is like I want to protect myself. I don't want people to think that I am not so good. I'm inadequate. I'm not so perfect. And sometimes, or mostly, I don't want to hurt somebody. Yeah. But slowly, when I begin to see, it's not about hurting the other person. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want my ego to get hurt. So I am doing that. So slowly you begin to see all of this. One other thing I began to notice with practice is that, and all of you would agree, if you're doing your morning meditation and your evening cleaning regularly, you begin to notice that every day we gather impressions through our exchange, every interface, every interaction with the world, we gather some impression. Yeah? If it is a positive interaction, I gather happiness. Okay? I feel happy, I feel proud, I feel acknowledged, I feel affirmed, and I carry that residue within me. So the next time I want to be seen better, I want to be appreciated, I want to have the same happiness in that situation or all situations. But more importantly, when I get hurt or disturbed in a situation, okay, that situation is past. Quickly, I can bury it, saying, okay, I shouldn't really take this so seriously. Okay? I'm a practitioner. I practice yoga. I practice meditation. So I have to be nice and kind to people. I can't hold anger. I can't even feel anger. I'm not supposed to be angry. I'm not supposed to get hurt. I'm not supposed to be judgmental. I'm not supposed to be carrying all this prejudice. So let me just shut it down, throw it, bury it, and pretend that everything is fine. I'm a nice person. I'm so good. Yeah. But what happens to this residue that I have gathered inside my system? Yeah, I have put it so deeply into me that it's gone into the subconscious, into the unconscious, that I'm not even aware sometimes that I got hurt, that I have gathered that impression, that residue. of pain, of hurt, of anger, of resentment, yeah, sometimes of guilt, of shame. Yoga says that as you continue to gather these impressions, whether you like them or not, whether you see them or not, they will continue to color your perception of yourself and the world. Okay? So if I am seeing myself in negative light, I will see myself in negative light more and more. I'm not good enough. I'm not kind enough. I'm not happy enough, whatever. Or if that impression is about other people, then whether I like it or not, I project it onto my screen, which is my mind, and see the other person through that screen. So I am cautious. Okay, last time I got hurt, so this time I have to be very careful so that I don't get hurt. So I will figure out strategies. Okay? I will figure out ways in which I have to engage with the world in such a way that I don't get hurt. At the same time, I don't want hurt because we're all good people. We practice yoga, we meditate, we're all good people. We don't want to hurt. We also don't want to hurt. Okay? So we create many different strategies and move around in the world and engage. Then we learn Yamas and Niyamas. We're told always don't hurt somebody. Okay? Practice ahimsa. You're told always speak your truth. Practice satya. Don't take something which belongs to another. Practice asteya. Okay? Have clear boundaries in relationships. Practice brahmacharya. Okay? And don't hoard, don't gather, don't receive or take or grab more than what is due to you. Aparigraha. So we are taught this as injunctions. Do this, don't do this. Be this, don't be this. And it's a good starting point. Like my mother said, speak the truth. Even if it's going to be something like a mistake, it's okay. Speak the truth. So these injunctions is what we have internalized. And we are told, I should be like this, I should not be like this. The Yamas are telling, don't be like this. The Niyamas are saying, be like this. Niyamas are more internal. Okay? Shaucha. Practice cleanliness. Not only external cleanliness, physical cleanliness, washing yourself, keeping yourself clean, keeping your environment clean, eating clean food, and keep your mind clean, keep your mind pure. Okay? This is Shaucha, the first niyama. Then Santosha. I don't even know whether we understand this word well. Santosha is a deep sense of contentment and joy, that in any situation, you don't lose your quietness, your equanimity. That is Santosha. Santosha is not having enough. It is even if you don't have enough, to be content. That's Santosha. The third is Tapas. Tapas is act and do all your actions in a way that you purify your body, your senses, your mind continuously. Very, very important part of the Yama Niyamas, and which is essentially what practice is all about. You clean yourself. You clean your physical body, you clean your prana, you clean your sense organs, you clean your mind. Okay? That is tapas. And how? Through the use of fire, through the use of heat. So you burn it. It's like you burn the seed so that it will not sprout. Tapas. Tapas is very essential for the practice of Yama Niyama, so we will come back to it a little later. We'll come back to this. Then Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is you study and reflect on what you have studied. So what we are doing right now is a practice of Swadhyaya. And going back to study the Yama Niyamas, we are talking about it, we are reflecting about it, and saying, yes, now I have to practice this, Swadhyaya. And the last Niyama is Ishvara Pranidhana. that you connect to a higher force. It's practicing through prayer, through devotion, through surrender, knowing that we, with this body, with this mind, we are so limited. Yeah. Like I said, we are only seeing the world and ourselves through so many impressions. The mind is already colored, distorted. Our perception is distorted. So we are acting from such a mind. Therefore, we make mistakes. Therefore, we hurt. Therefore, we get hurt. But still, we have to act, right? So recognizing our limitation and asking for guidance from a higher energy, from a higher intelligence, saying, you guide me, you support me, you lead me towards light and clarity. And when I get hurt, you still help me to stay with my practice. So all the Yama Niyamas are called the Dharma. Now, Dharma is a very loaded word. Okay, it's a very complex word. And when we're looking at the Yama Niyamas as Dharma, just look at it in a very simple way. My teacher used to define Dharma as doing any action, okay, in the right manner. So the right action, the right manner at the right time. This is Dharma. Another way in which we define Dharma has been defined, is that if you uphold Dharma, that will uphold you. Okay? If you protect Dharma, Dharma will protect you. So Ahimsa, the first Yama, which is on top of Ashtanga Yoga, is considered the primary Dharma, the most important Dharma. Prathamo Dharma. Ahimsa, Prathamo Dharma. Everything else is subservient to Ahimsa. Everything else has to be guided by Ahimsa. Should I say this? Should I not say this? What should I do? You have to ask yourself, is it consistent with Ahimsa? Will it hurt somebody? Will it cause harm? Then I will not do it. Okay? Now, Dharma does not mean that if I practice Ahimsa, everybody will practice Ahimsa towards me. One of my teachers used to say, I practice Ahimsa, nobody should hurt me. Yeah, that is not Ahimsa. Because the nature of the human being is that we get hurt. And if we get hurt, we gather residue. If we gather residue, our perceptions get distorted. Our actions are faulty. And so we will hurt. Whether we hurt directly or indirectly, doesn't matter. If we are good people, the way we hurt is very sophisticated. We don't hurt directly. We don't say hurtful words. We don't act in ways that are hurtful. But we can internalize all that hurt and we can create physical, physiological problems. Illness primarily stems from a mind that is hurt. Most of our long-standing health issues come from our inability to cleanse ourselves of residues that we gather through our interaction with the world. Long-standing. Our Ayurveda doctor used to say, all good people have health issues. Because we are so sensitive, we don't want to hurt, we don't want to say or do things that are hurtful. We swallow them. And like Shiva, we are not holding that in the throat. We take it into every cell in our body. Every cell will gather these impressions, and over a period of time, it causes health problems. So coming back to Dharma, when we say this Dharma will protect you, it does not mean it will protect you from getting hurt. It says it will protect you from falling into the trap of dukkham over and over again, suffering over and over again. It will show you the path to light and truth. It will protect you from falling into suffering. and creating more and more suffering. That is the protection that ahimsa, satyam, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, shaucha, santosha, tapas, swadhyaya, ishvara pranidhana. It's a great protection. Okay? So all the strategies that we use to protect ourselves, let us begin to examine them, because Patanjali has given us some tools that we can actually use where we don't have to use any of these strategies. We can slowly, over a period of time, learn how to be established, how to be deeply grounded in the Yama Niyamas in a way that we can be free from suffering. So one of the things that I have really understood and experienced more and more with practice is that you get less and less hurt. Okay? And even if you are hurt, you're able to cleanse yourself very quickly. And even if you're not able to cleanse yourself, you're able to put aside those impressions and still engage with the world, not through these lenses, by choice. Okay? For example, let us say I have an interaction with a very good friend, somebody who's very kind, very well-meaning. And it's always our good friends who will tell us certain things right on our face. Yes or no? Yeah? They will tell you, no, don't be so petty, don't be so mean. Why are you trying to pretend something? Okay. All of that. And that will hurt the ego, right? Because we all have our egos. And another part of me will say that is true. What my friend is saying is true. Yeah. Now, the next time I engage with that person, if I'm going to bring the hurt into that relationship, I will actually draw a wall and not engage with that person the way I used to. My prana will not flow freely. But if I can say, this person is speaking the truth to me, I need this person in my life because this is valuable. They will show me what I cannot see and what other people don't tell me. Okay? So I value this relationship because they're true. Now, it is not that person's business to say, I have to say it in a way that will not hurt her. My nature is to get hurt, so I will get hurt. However beautifully you say something, I will get hurt. Yeah, that is because of my ego. But if I recognize that this person is telling the truth and this is important and that it is true. It is true that sometimes I can be petty, I can be judgmental, I can be all of that. Then I can learn something from that relationship. And I don't have to get hurt every time somebody tells me the truth. If I recognize that it is true, I can say, okay, I get hurt. It's the ego. Let me wash it. Let me go do my pranayama practice, do my meditation. Let me cleanse it out of my system. Then I can meet the world afresh with a clean slate. Okay? That is the process of practice of the Yama Niyamas. So every day, we have to move into the world. We have to meet people. And we have to learn through our interaction. We have to come back and clean ourselves. So Yama Niyamas, before we get into how to practice, I think why to practice is very important. And today, in working in the field of healing, in yoga therapy, I'm beginning to see more and more that if we don't really know how to deal with our residues that we gather from our interaction with the world, everyday interaction, whether it is your spouse, whether it is your children, whether it is your parents, whether it is your co-workers, your boss, your subordinate, whatever, okay? The auto driver on the street. Sometimes we have a problem with the auto driver on the street and we will carry that for a whole week. How can that fellow behave like that? How can he charge me so much? For what? I am carrying that impression. And then I look at all auto drivers with some suspicion. They all must be people who are there to exploit me, right? How many impressions? How much dirt? And the mirror is getting dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. And then I see myself through that mirror. I can't see clearly. And I move on with all my functions with this kind of a mind. So the Yama Niyamas is about cleaning this mirror, cleaning this mind. And when I say mind, I'm not referring to some abstract idea. The mind is in my body. We started with this practice of looking at the body, right? Looking at what feelings, what sensations you experience in your body. Some of you were sharing about some discomfort around the eyes and the lower back. So the body is carrying the residue. You can't store these impressions in some external hard disk. I wish we could, and put it away somewhere. It's all in this body that we gather. So the cleaning has to be done continuously. So for the practice of Yama Niyamas, the practice of Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana is very important. Dhyanam and Samadhi can happen as a result of it. But I have to constantly cleanse myself every day through my asana practice. I cleanse myself of excess of restlessness. There is some energy in me that provokes me very quickly, that makes me act without thinking, makes me very impulsive, makes me react. Somebody tells me something, immediately I have to give back. Or if I don't give back directly, I give back in my mind 1,000 times. That energy, yeah, what we call rajas. It's a rajasic energy. So asana practice is meant to cleanse oneself or reduce the energy of restlessness, of distraction, of provocation, of intolerance. Okay. Pranayama, using the breath, we cleanse our system of excess of heaviness, lethargy, something that covers up my mind, that does not let me see clearly. Okay. So when I do pranayama, slowly this heaviness, the dullness will be washed away, and then I feel lighter. I can suddenly see reality better. I can understand the situation better, and I can respond better. So let's say I had an interaction with a friend and I came away feeling very hurt, very heavy. Oh, how could she say that? Why did she say that? What did I do? I'm such a good person. I've been always so kind to her. Why did she do this to me? I come back with all this. Okay, let me do some pranayama. I sit down and do some 40 breaths of pranayama. Not 5 breaths, 6 breaths, 10 breaths. Okay, 40 breaths at least. Around the 20th breath, suddenly it is not about her anymore. My breath starts flowing deeply. And I begin to see that same reality differently. My lens gets cleaned up. You see, oh, probably I have said something or done something that must have hurt her. That's why she is probably reacting like this. What is that I could have done? Let me look at myself and not keep blaming her and complaining about her. First turn around. Yeah, I begin to see myself and not the other person. I let go of the other person and I'm saying, what can I do? Okay. A little more of breathing and sitting quietly after that, I begin to see, actually what she's saying is true, but she could have said it better. But she said the truth. Yeah. I don't have the courage to say it to myself, but she saw it and she said it. Let me act. So suddenly that hurt changes to a learning, to a wisdom. And that helps me to become a better person. Yeah. So I have to be grateful. How can we be grateful to people who have hurt us? Can we be grateful? It's not easy. Yeah. But every hurt that we experience from the world in some way helps to shape us to become better people. The same hurt can shape us to become angry people, sick people. Yeah. The same hurt can shape us into better people, can polish us. The gold to purify has to go into fire. The fire has to purify the gold. Yeah. Something has to be polished. You have to go through all the scrubbing for the polishing to happen. So let us look at the practice of the Yama Niyamas as a way of polishing ourselves. Do a practice now. Just hold these thoughts. Become aware of what it has triggered within you. I'm sure it has triggered some memory, something that happened recently, something that happened long ago. Maybe it has created some disturbance in your body. Yeah. Maybe it has created some changes in the breathing pattern. Just be with that. Go to your mats. And just step back. You don't need a mat. Just step back or sit in the chair itself. Sit on the ground with your back straight. Close your eyes. Relax. Now bring one hand to your abdomen. Just keep one hand on your abdomen. You can place the other hand on top of it or below that. And first start observing your breath. Slowly deepening your inhalation and exhalation. As you inhale, the abdomen is pushed out. You can feel the expansion. As you exhale, you slowly, gently draw the lower abdomen in as you relax the chest, empty yourself completely. Just pause for 2 seconds at the end of your exhalation. Wait, then slowly start to inhale. At the end of your inhalation, pause for 2 seconds. Observe, and then start exhaling. Don't force your breath. Simply try to extend a little bit more, making it deeper, smoother, softer. Become aware of your abdomen, the belly, the region around your navel. This is the seat of the fire, the digestive fire, which is not only responsible for cooking the food that we eat and assimilating the nutrients. The fire is also responsible for digesting all our mental, emotional, sensory experiences. Just become aware of this fire, the fire of tapas. I have to protect this fire so that it is not burning too much, it is not too weak, it is just right, so I can digest all my experiences, assimilate them, throw out what needs to be thrown out, and take in what needs to be absorbed. Throw out the hurt, take in the learning. Now slide one hand to your heart, to the chest. Continue to observe your breathing, your inhalation and exhalation. As you inhale, feel the expansion of the chest and the upper abdomen. Pause for a couple of seconds. Exhale slowly. Relaxing the abdomen, relaxing the chest. Take your awareness deep into the heart. Be quiet, be still just for a couple of seconds. Again, inhale from the chest to the abdomen. Pause. Exhale from the abdomen, relaxing the chest. Go deep into your heart and pause. Continue. Now slowly move both your hands to the base of your throat. Just placing the fingertips on the collarbone so that you're not obstructing the breath flowing through the throat. Just be aware of the space in your throat. The space where you express yourself, through which you express yourself. Just be aware of your in-breath and your out-breath at the throat. This is where we hold all our conflicts. What should I say? What should I not say? How should I be? How should I not be? Is this right? Is this wrong? Am I good? Am I bad? All the conflicts, all the dualities are experienced here. Observe how you feel in your throat right now. Bring your hands down. Just relax for a minute. Open your eyes and come to standing position. So we're just going to do 2 asanas. Okay. The idea is to really connect to these 3 locations in your body. The navel, which is the seat of the fire that helps you to digest and assimilate all experiences, to discriminate what needs to be taken in, what needs to be thrown out. The heart, the quiet space where you can reflect. The throat, how you express yourself. Okay. So we'll start with Tadasana. Shubhangi will demonstrate. It's a very simple movement. You can keep your feet together or slightly apart. Now, as you inhale, you raise your arms from the sides all the way up. You can keep your hands parallel or bring your fingertips together. Pause. Exhale slowly, lowering your arms all the way back to the sides of your thighs with your head down. Okay. So inhale, you take your head up as you raise your arms all the way up. Exhale, you lower your arms from the sides and bring your chin down. Now the first 2 repetitions, focus on your navel as you do this. Inhale. Keep your focus on the navel. exhale down. One more time. Breathing out from your abdomen, from the knee, lowering your arms. Now shift your focus to your heart. This time, as you inhale, breathe into your heart, raising your arms all the way up. Keep the focus on your heart. Raise your head. Exhale, lowering your arms. Bring your focus back to the heart. Complete your exhalation. Empty yourself. Be quiet. Be still. One more repetition, focusing on the heart. And now we shift the focus to the throat. As you inhale, breathe into the throat very slowly, opening up your throat as you raise your head. Pause. Start exhaling. Keep the focus on the throat. Lower your arms. Complete your exhalation. Be very quiet, focused on the throat. One more repetition. Okay. Now we'll do Uttanasana. Okay. So your feet slightly apart. Now remember, this is practice just for you to bring your awareness to your body and your breath and to different parts of your body where we hold impressions. We are not expected to do any perfect posture. Don't push yourself or hurt yourself. Just work with your body to the extent you're comfortable. Raise your arms from the front all the way up. As you inhale, focus on the navel. Pause. Continue to focus on the navel as you bend forward. You can soften your knees. Bring your hands down. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Pause. Inhale, raise your arms and come up. Keep the focus on the navel. Exhale, lower your arms. Now repeat this one more time, keeping the focus on the navel. Now shift your focus to the heart space. 2 repetitions, focusing on the heart. Become deeply aware of the space in your heart as you inhale, pause, exhale, and pause. The next 2 repetitions of Uttanasana, focusing on your throat. Okay, once you complete, please come back and sit. Back to your seats. Sit with your back straight. Bring your hands to your abdomen, around the navel. Just take a few quiet breaths. Inhale and pause for 2 seconds. Exhale and pause for 2 seconds. Keeping your focus on the navel. Now bring your hands to the heart. Inhale, pause, and exhale, pause for a few seconds. Keep your focus on the heart. Now bring your hands to the base of your throat. Start inhaling and exhaling slowly and deeply. Pause after your inhalation. Feel the fullness of the breath in your throat. Feel the expansion. Start exhaling. Empty yourself fully. And observe deep inside the throat. Bring your hands down. Observe your whole body. Bring your awareness to your mind. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes. So, Just to summarize, these sessions, the next 12 weeks, we are going to be exploring the Yama Niyamas in detail through practice, through self-reflection. It is not learning what I should do and what I should not do, but truly learning about ourselves, truly learning to understand the world better and our interface with the world in a way that we do not gather impressions and we do not throw dirt outside. What we take in, we have to cleanse, and we have to make sure that we're not throwing out garbage into the world, because the world has enough garbage. Okay? And that's our responsibility as practitioners of yoga. We want to be better people. We believe we are good people, and it is true that we are good, but we can be better. And there's nothing about good or bad or right or wrong when we come to the exploration of the self. Because the moment I categorize as good or bad, that I am good, the other person is bad, or they are good, I am bad. We are looking at the world in black and white, but we don't exist in black and white. We exist in multi-color, multi-flavor. Okay? We have many, many, many layers of ourselves, layers we have not touched, layers we have not had the courage to look at. We are happy floating on the surface. But the study of the Yama Niyamas demands that we have to go a little deeper into ourselves. It can be sometimes challenging, painful, but it's okay. Because the only way out of suffering is going in. Yeah? Not going out, but going in. And to go in, I have to meet all these layers of myself. And therefore, this is an invitation. And we all can engage with the Yama Niyamas from wherever we are, at whatever level we are comfortable engaging. We are not forced to do anything. You can engage with it, you can work with it from wherever you are to whatever extent you can. And sometimes we don't want to be all the time nice and kind. Say, I want to avoid that person because every time I meet that person, I'm getting disturbed. And that's okay. It's important that we know how to protect ourselves from getting triggered over and over again, from getting hurt over and over again. But how many people, how many situations will we cut ourselves away from? Like some people are very comfortable with dogs and cats and birds, not with human beings. Because we're so afraid that we will get hurt. But they are human beings. They have to learn to live with human beings, work with human beings. The good news is that all of us, all human beings, have this potential for deep love, compassion, kindness, truth. We have to discover that ground. We have to dive deep into the ocean to bring out the pearl. When we learn to dive deep into ourselves to bring out the wisdom from within us, we can enable somebody else to do it. That is the process of the Yama Niyamas. It's an exciting journey. I won't promise it's going to be calm, peaceful, kind, nice. No, sorry. This is not the place for that. It will churn you up. Yeah, it will bring up a lot of things. But know that you are in a safe place and you can work with it to the extent you're comfortable. And if you don't want to work with something, that's also okay. Just engage. Just listen to it. Just see what comes up. Yeah? Now time for any questions, any reflections. And please share your reflections because that is the way we can make it interactive. Because I want to learn. I can't be listening to myself all the time. I want to learn from it. So you can unmute and talk, or you can type it. whatever you are feeling comfortable.
You can please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Shubhangi, maybe you can start asking a question. Everybody is waiting for somebody to ask. It could be something that came up for you. It could be something that got triggered for you, whatever that may be. Everything is valuable in this space. But we need to have that conversation to understand.
I can share my feelings like
Yes,
during the session. So before starting the session, I was little bit tensed and like my heartbeat was too high and like it was just beating like too fast. But then during the session and after practice, I'm feeling so calm and so relaxed. So like now I can feel like some kind of like centeredness in my mind and like my body. So I'm feeling so happy and like blessed. Nice.
But do you remember what came up for you?
Mm. Like I cannot express in words, I think that is, but like of course like I'm learning, but how to put in words, it is little bit, I think now I'm not able to make it.
See, what could happen, no, Shubhangi, like some kind of memory or something gets triggered, okay? And that starts disturbing maybe the heart rate or the breathing will be disturbed. Now, when you do practice, you can quietly pacify it. You can push it down and then you can forget it. But you can also use this as an opportunity to look at that and say, why did this come? There is a deeper intelligence that throws up something. But when I'm able to see it, can I see it? You don't have to talk about it, but can you be with it? Can you see it? Say, why has this come up for? What has it come to tell? Otherwise, we are so good at pacifying.
Yeah.
It's like we take a broom and sweep it off and pretend everything is fine. We
Yes.
feel nice, calm, relaxed. This nice, calm, relaxed is good. But if we're all the time wanting to only feel nice, calm, and relaxed, then there's a problem.
Yes.
There are a few sharings in the chat. Saraswati.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. The exercises we did today can be practiced. You found it difficult to focus on specific point, that is okay, but usually when you keep the focus on a particular part of the body as you do your practice, it helps your mind to be more centered, not wander away. And these are points where, like I explained, the navel is the seat of the fire, how you digest. The heart is a seat of sitting quietly, meditating, reflecting. Throat is a seat of your expression. So you get more and more in touch with these spaces within your body. This is where we gather a lot of impressions. Okay? So as you practice, I think you will become more comfortable. And one more person has shared that I had a hurtful experience recently. See, I'm reading it out for people in the live streaming. They may not have access to this. I had a hurtful experience recently and was in tears with great heaviness. But having breathed into it, I saw it from a different dimension and felt much better and saw a bit of my role in it, and lovely learning came from it. This is what I have experienced all the time. I allow myself to sit with the hurt and not try to push it away or run away. Something changes. Because you're breathing, your mind becomes calm, clear. It helps you to see something different. Yeah. So very good.
I can also share.
Yeah.
So I was surprised. I feel comfortable breathing in my stomach and in my chest. But when I came to the throat at the beginning, I felt that was kind of weak. Somehow I felt very uncertain in that space. So that made me reflect. And when we went through the entire exercise with asana, at the end of it, when we went back to be aware of those space, I found that it became a little bit more strong, So that was very interesting to see, just that by practicing breathing in some asanas, the feeling of that space changed. Now I want to reflect on what it means to me, and how does it manifest in other places.
Yeah, thank you, Dolly. I think just simple practices that will help us to be quiet with ourselves and learn something. See something more than what we have always been seeing. The beauty of practice is that it will clean up the lens and we see more and more of ourselves. We see it differently each time. We are not the same person. We are changing all the time. So getting stuck with one idea of the self is a big problem. I am this, I am not this. I have to see that I am this, I am capable of that, I can be everything. So the ability to see comes from practice. Thank you for sharing.
In chat.
Okay, a couple of more sharings. I have been meditating for years and I am amazed to witness that the hardest part of my sadhana for me is cleaning. It is like I have been taking the life in autopilot mode for so long. I fall back on doing it that way always, especially when going gets tough. Why so much resistance to self-care? That resistance is actually coming from the ego. Okay, it does not allow you to break this idea of the self that we hold so dear to us. We have created that idea, we have defined ourselves in a particular way, and we continue to protect it. So we will look at this more in detail in the next few sessions of why is this happening. But the best thing is that you're able to touch that resistance. You're able to meet that resistance and see it for what it is. The starting point. So congratulations. Wonderful. Yeah. Sometimes I face challenges in focusing while cleaning due to challenging situations in routine at workplace. How could I improve to avoid such situations during the process and focus on cleaning more deeply? Now, I think one is you are doing the cleaning as a process every day to become aware of what we are gathering each day, just to bring our awareness to what we are gathering each day, and doing a process to say, okay, I will let go of this, I will cleanse it, I will bring it out of my system. Not that we forget it, not that we have removed it. The memory will anyway be there. But every time that memory will come up, In the morning, suppose I'm remembering that I fought with somebody and I got hurt, but I did my cleaning last evening. Why am I remembering? I'm still holding some grudge against that person. I can say it is okay. Okay, I still have something to let go of. It is still not completely cleaned because the ego will hold on to it. It is not so easy. And just to be aware and become more and more sensitive, the practice is important. Now, there is resistance, okay? And you also see the value of practice. We are constantly having to deal with both resistance and the value of practice. That's why Patanjali says abhyasa and vairagya, right? Why both are important. So we will look at that more in detail as we go. Work in rather than work out. Yeah. In fact, yoga is not even work. Everything that we do is to get us to a state where we are not doing anything. It is to be in touch with your being. Right? The more we do, the problem with doing is the more we do, we are always saying, I'm doing it for something. I have to get something or I have to get rid of something. I did my cleaning, still why is the problem coming up? But the cleaning is my responsibility, that I have to clean my system. It doesn't mean that it will not show up, but I have to clean. The fact that it is showing up is that I have not cleaned enough. Yeah, I have to just continue to do that. But the moment I start seeing I'm doing something so that I will get something, so that this will happen, or this should not happen, then it's a trap. It's a big trap. It's like saying I meditate every day or I do my yoga practice every day and I never get angry. What a big lie. Yeah. I can never hurt anybody. What a big lie. As long as we have the ego, we will get hurt, we can hurt. The truth is that I can see myself in all colors and shades and still say, yeah, I'm work in progress. I'm not very good at understanding my mind, but I notice my body tries to communicate to me the same way anxiety does. I noticed, despite my throat feeling soft, it felt like it had so much going on. I wasn't aware of it until today when I was touching it. Yeah. So don't worry about not understanding your mind. You look deeply into your body, you will discover your mind. Okay? And we are not trying to understand anything, just observe that. There'll be 100 things coming and going. We can't try to understand. The moment you try to understand, you begin to analyze. And the basis for analysis is this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. I'm intelligent, I'm dumb. Just observe. Okay. Shall we close for today? I hope you will come back next week. You're not going to run away.
Thank you, Saraswati. And yes, we hope we see you all next week so that we start approaching each of the Yama Niyamas one by one and go into an experience of it, practice of it, and become more aware of what they mean to us today. So, Saraswati, let you close the session.
Yeah. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.